How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope it finds y'all well and bright and bushy-tailed. And here we go into fall. It's going to frost here in Indiana tonight, they're saying. And I don't have all my fall work done yet, so I guess I know what I'll be doing tomorrow. I'm battening down the hatches and getting work done around here. Lord have mercy. It's always something, ain't it? Well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm BrendaG, BrendaG's Designs. I do all kinds of stuff on my channel. I do crafting. I do comedy. I do reviews. I do, these live streams on Thursday night with my cohort in crime over here. His name is Matt Haas, and he has about 5,000 channels on YouTube, but he only admits to maybe 5. So you could check his channels out. He'll be here in a minute. They're telling you all about all the stuff that he's got to offer you. And I just put up a new series on my channel last week. I started it up. It's called Cousin Susie Q. And you might want to check that out because she is becoming more and more popular every day. She's getting all kinds of offers from gentlemen callers. But they seem to be enamored with Cousin Susie Q. So you're going to want to check her out there. And she's always got something to complain about, but she says that she's trying to do a service to mankind. She's just trying to make everybody act better. So you don't want to see what she's got on her mind. She'll be putting up another episode later tonight. So with all of that being said, we'll slip over here and see what Matt's got to say. I see him chomping at the bit. Got a little drool coming out of the corner of his mouth over there.
Well, when it comes to Susie Q, I'm at a loss for words. I don't think anyone was expecting that series. Do check it out on the BrendaG's Designs channel, the channel you're watching right now. Holy cow. But yes, Brenda's right. I have many YouTube channels. I have Awesome Wood Things. I'm signed into this session as All Things YouTube. Do a live show 7 p.m. on Monday where I break down the YouTube news of the week and tell you how to be awesome on the YouTubes. Got another channel where I play the piano, another channel where I just do vlog stuff and crazy miscellaneous weird things I don't know where else to put. And those are the 4 that I'll admit to. But I'm glad to be back here on Mind Equals Blown. I love Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, hanging with BrendaG and all the awesome people in the chat. Who do we have here now, Brenda?
Well, let's say we got Simply Wooden Creations, which is Russ Clarity. We've got All Things YouTube. We got the White 2-pack in the house. Harmel Media, which is Steve Nealon's in the house. We've got Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashir's in the house. Billy Bart's in the house. Maple Tree Studios is in the house. So they're filing in here. They must be getting notifications. And Lord knows I send out enough notifications before the show starts trying to let everybody know that, hey, we're going to be on. Don't forget about us. Y'all come over here and say, hey.
I love how you put them in the stories because there's no clickable link in the stories, but bloop, you put it there anyway.
Right. I put it everywhere. I write it on the bathroom walls at the truck stop. I put it every place so everybody knows about it. Let's see. We got Jimbo in the house. Glad you dropped in this evening. Portal Woodworks is in the house. That's David. Good to have David with us this evening.
Hey, and for another channel, Portal Woodworks 2. Look at the 2 on
okay. Yeah. All right.
He's maybe taking a page out of my book.
Yeah, he's just going to number his, and
it's All Things Portal Woodworks 2 style. I don't know what that means, but
well, if anybody wants a channel sticker, I've got channel stickers. Get in touch with me on Facebook or on Twitter. I think on about all my videos, my email's on there. So it's easy to get in touch with me and let me know if you want channel stickers and business cards and that kind of stuff, and I can send them to you. Matt has some too, and you can get in touch with him, and he'll send you some of his. And one of these days, I'm going to get around to putting a sticker board together. So I'd like to have yours too. So if you need to get in touch with me and need my address, just let me know and we'll fix you up. Matt has his address right up there on the screen for you. So you can get in touch with him and send him some of your stuff for his sticker board.
And if you don't have a sticker and you want one of mine, just let me know. I'll send it out. No problem.
There you go.
Yes.
what we do here on this show is we woodwork. Well, I guess maybe we could woodwork, but we network here on the show. my brain's all twisted up.
Let me wheel my scroll saw in here, and I'll scroll saw while we.
I tell you what, inside my head is a scary place to be. I ain't kidding you.
I believe it.
We network here, so check out everybody's channels. There's a lot of good people in here, good supporters for channels, and a lot of people we can learn from. So you see stuff going on their channel, whether it's their audio, their video, or content, or what have you, get in touch with them there, and they'll help you and show you how to do things that you didn't know how to do before. And we also do a little segment here called Raise the Curtain. If you would like to have your channel put up here on the big screen so that everybody can see what you're doing, just let us know. Say Raise the Curtain there in the chat, and we will put your channel up here free of charge. It's free advertising, and that way everybody can see what you're up to. Another thing that we do here on our live stream is we do a little thing called Mind Equals Blown. If you have facts, preferably true facts, we like the true ones, and throw the true facts out there, and if you blow our mind, we will give you cowbell rings and free tacos.
Now, I accidentally dropped a taco in the chat. So
okay, there's a taco. Now, they're not worth anything except a lot of fun. So if you got some facts, throw them out there. Portal Woodworks once. More cowbell.
Did that too fast for me. I didn't get it in time.
I like to sneak up on him is what I like to do. I'll tell you what, if I lived there in his house, I'd chase him around all the time with the cowbell.
I wouldn't get any work done. Stop that racket. I'm trying to record.
When they least expected it, I'd like pop out from in front of his desk or something. Bang, 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 bang.
Hey, I have some networking news. My All Things YouTube channel is 3 red button pushes away. 3 away from the big 200.
Wow. You're growing.
Hit that milestone.
You're growing.
Yeah, well, slowly but surely.
my channel here passed the 6,800 mark the other day.
Oh, so, yeah.
So she's a jumping and whirring. Let's see. Russell says, my wife don't raise her curtain. You don't want to see what's under it.
Oh, no.
For anybody that doesn't know, Simply Wooden Creations, Lord have mercy, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under, but he does a live stream on Saturday nights, and on his show, he has a panel. I'm on the panel, and Matt sometimes is on the panel. There's a whole bunch of us on there, and buddy, I tell you what, we're goofy as all get out, and we just give Russ what for there on the show. And sometimes he has guests on there, sometimes he does giveaways. You never know what's going to happen over there on his show. So you want to get hooked up there with Simply Wooden Creations and watch him at 8 o'clock on Saturday evenings on Simply Wooden Creations.
8 o'clock Eastern, yeah.
Yes, that's Eastern time. And we also have in the house Harmel Media.
Media, yeah.
And on his setup over there, he's got Makers Media Network. And Matt and I are both members of Makers Media Network. And if you go over there and check that out, there's a whole bunch of good people, woodworkers and such over there, woodworkers and makers. And he has a button that you can push there on Makers Media Network that has a shop, and it has all kinds of merch in there. And I've got merch in the store. Matt has merch in the store. If you want shirts that have our logos on it or cups, I do not see my cup right offhand. It's there. It is. It's over here full of stuff on my desk, but there it is, with the dragon logo there on it. So if you want stuff that has our logos on it, you can go over there to that and check that out. I'm also on.
Can you share my screen? I have the store called up.
Okay, let me poke that button. There we go.
This is makersmedianetwork.com, and this is the store link.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's some awesome Wood Things merchandise, and then BrendaG's designs. Look at that.
Yep.
Gorgeous.
So you can get all kinds of merch there. I'm also on Teespring, so if you want to check that, I believe Matt has stuff on Teesprings as well.
Yeah.
I have different stuff on there than what you're going to see there on Makers Media Network. So You just have to check it out, say what
Hey,
you'd like.
Steve is a web developer, and Steve, I want to show you something. I showed Brenda this earlier. So I launched a new website for fun called wizardofhaas.com, and that's all cool and everything. I'm doing consulting for YouTube channels. You can click the link at the bottom here, but that's not what I want to show you. Steve, look at this. So when you go to a page that doesn't exist, a page.html, look at my 404 error page. I customized the error page, and it says there's no place like the home page.
Hey, you just twisted, ain't he, Steve?
I cracked myself up.
We've had a couple new ones come in. We got Jim Dockrell in the house. Good to have my twin out there in the house, and we got Banky Sharma in the house. Good to have you with us as well. Good friends of mine, so you want to check them out. And
Maple Tree Studio says I need to get out more. Very true. I need sunlight. Someone help me.
Oh, they don't let me out at all. They say, no, we ain't letting you out. No.
It's best for society if Brenda is tucked away.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
For the most part, I kind of prefer it that way. Lord, I've seen some of the things that's out there. But we love to have everybody in the house here and cutting up with us. See here. Yeah, I was looking. I thought I saw somebody new in there, but nope. I think I've welcomed everybody there. Be sure and hit the like button on this video and share it out. The more people we get in here, the more people we can network with. So hit that share button, share it out on Twitter, share it out on Facebook, wherever you happen to be in social media.
Brenda, I thought I didn't hit the like button, but I did yesterday. So I pre-hit the like button. So I thought I was going to have to hang my head in shame, but not this week.
But you didn't hit it with all your channels.
I did it 2 out of the 4 again. So, yeah.
So I only rate 50%. Is what you're saying.
Well, going to the pull down menu and switching channels is sometimes a burden. So, you know.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It takes 3 seconds at every flip, and that's a total of 6 additional seconds you want me to spend. That's a little. That's borderline a little too much.
Mercy sakes, what are we gonna do with him? My goodness.
What am I gonna do with myself?
Mm.
Any interesting facts? Drop the interesting facts joke. No one has received a virtual taco yet for a true interesting fact.
Well, I've got some interesting facts. Let's see here. We'll find one. It says there are only 4 words in the English language which end in DOUS. Tremendous, horrendous, stupendous, and hazardous.
Only those 4?
Yep.
Wow. Portals Rusted Tools is here. Hello. It says spend the time, Matt. Okay. And I'm not quite sure what that means, but
spend the 6 seconds.
Oh, it's 6 seconds. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now,
your wife sure must love you because you can't remember what you said.
To be fair, when I hit it with my other 2 channels, that was already 6 seconds. So I will be,
doubling the time.
12. 12 seconds. That's a total of 12 seconds you get per week. So it's a big ask. It's a big ask.
A what?
A big ask. Oh.
I didn't know you peaked.
Tip your waitresses. I'm here all week. Play me out. There we go. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I didn't know you'd peaked, but okay.
That's a Hollywood tech. Always leave on a high note, Oh, we got a fact here from Jim Dockrell. So it's fact. Matt has a whole collection of leisure suits in a variety of colors, not just white to match his watch and belt and shoes and socks. Oh, my favorite band's doing another 70s gig.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Boogie woogie woogie, boogie woogie oogie, all night long. Come on, baby. It's a fun night. Yeah.
Oh, Alf Schwawe Otto is in the house. Good to have him with us this evening.
Oh, I didn't see that slip through. Am I scrolled the whole way down?
Well, maybe not.
Okay, there you go. Hello, I'm Matt. I'm not sure I met you before.
Yep,
Welcome to the Mind Equals Blown show.
that's one of my friends and supporters there to the channel. And I'm proud to have everybody with us this evening. That's just great to have everybody in the house. Billy Burt says Matt was who they based the character Leisure Suit Larry on.
Oh, really? That is a video game, I believe, and holy cow, that is it was an R-rated video game that was like even a little bit past R into the X-rate. You know, it was weird. The 80s were a strange time.
Jim Doctor gave a fact: 99.9% of all constipated people don't give a crap.
And the 0.1% let a little squeak out, I suppose. Back in the DOS days. Wow. Disk operating system DOS.
Yeah.
I was in the cron job the other day and I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. That's like DOS, like all text based.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God. Leisure Suit Larry says Simply Wooden Creations. Yeah, it was nuts.
My late husband was computer analyst. And he was back in the days where computers took up an entire room.
Oh, yeah. It was crazy. They had vacuum tubes, really, to start out with.
And I remember him having to go into work to change the reels, because they'd have to be changed at a certain time. And he'd have to get up in the middle of the night and everything else to go in and change the reels on them things.
Do you know where the term computer bug came from? A moth flew into this big, computer, which was, the size of a tractor trailer, and it touched two components and fried, and it shorted something out and broke the vacuum tubes. And there's a bug in the computer. There was a literal moth in the computer that fried itself. That's how they came up with the word computer bug.
Francis Urban Spirits and Blogs. Try that again. Francis's Urban Spirits and Blogs dropped in. Glad she came in this evening.
Hello, hello. I'm Matt. Welcome to Mind Equals Blown on the BrendaG's Design Show.
Let's see. I'll give you another fact here. The word testify is based on the ancient Roman practice of making men swear on their testicles when making a statement in court.
Yikes. Yikes.
That's catching it in the shorts, ain't it?
You betcha. I'm going to give a taco to Driveway Workshop for his interesting fact where he says he used to work on computers that took up a whole room. LOL.
Yeah. Yeah. My husband used to work in Lotus. You remember Lotus?
Oh yeah, Lotus 123.
Yeah. Boy, he had stacks of books. Stacks and stacks, everything saying Lotus all over it. And I can remember trying to clean around all that mess of his when he'd come home and spend hours reading on all that.
Oh, the real woodworker is here and says Matt is now at 200 red button pushes on all things YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, Internet. You're amazing. I'll be getting everyone back here after the show. And Simply Wooden Creations says Doug Engelbart invented the first computer mouse around 1964, which was made of wood. I like wood. I have a channel about wood. Cool. Yeah. And then what was it? Staples had it. And then Steve Jobs stole it from, there was a, what do you call it? Like a photocopier company that had the first mouse in production. And Apple employees went over to look at it. They're like, oh, wow, we really like that. And then they just made it themselves. Xerox, that's it. Xerox says Maple Tree Studios. Thank you, Maple Tree Studios, for the correct answer. Yeah.
Jim Bashirs laughed and said, Lotus. I wrote an automated EPA reporting spreadsheet in Lotus.
Was Lotus like a contact manager? What type of software was that?
It had something to do with medical processing too. They did a lot of medical stuff with Lotus, And I never really understood it because I wasn't even into computers at that point in time. Um,
Hmm.
but I didn't get into computers until I was about the mid 90s before I
Oh,
kind of got involved with them.
Billy Burt says it was a spreadsheet program. Got it. Oh, the first spreadsheet until Excel took it over, says Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashir's. Yep, Lotus 123. I remember. Okay, cool. Yeah, those spreadsheets back in the old day, like you, you used to have to put in your numbers and it wouldn't total on the fly. Like you leave the cell and then it adds them up. Like you
Hmm.
had to force a recalc everything. They were really clunky when they first started. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to be able to, now, believe this or not, I used to be able to write stuff in HTML.
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time. That's
Well,
cool.
you,
Yeah,
but me,
yeah.
I couldn't do it now.
do,
I forgot everything I ever knew about it.
do you use the B tags for bold or the strong tag for bold? Strong is the preferred method.
I don't even remember
B still work.
anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to have a web page and I had set the whole web page up in the HTML. Boy, you talk about studying and having to learn to be able to do that, and with me technically challenged to begin with. But
Well,
yeah.
I've been tinkering with WordPress for so long. I'm like, I want to build a web page just straight HTML, and that's what I showed you earlier, the
Mhm.
wizardofhaas.com,
Mhm.
straight up HTML.
Yeah.
And it loads fast too. It doesn't. Let me
Yeah,
see.
Russ left you a message there. He says
Okay.
IBM 5120 from 1980 was the heaviest desktop computer ever made. It weighed about 105 pounds, not including the 130-pound external floppy drive.
Holy cow. Yeah, that had some big hardware back then. Metal enclosures, no plastic. Yeah, it's crazy. You could automate your own menus with macros on Lotus, says Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashir's. Word perfect, yes.
Yeah, I've used that.
Someone had a typewriter with an LED screen, and you could type out what you wanted to appear on the page before it actually printed it.
Mhm.
And it was Word Perfect compatible. I remember that. I don't know why I said that, but I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
Word
I
Perfect.
started out with WordPerfect back when I first got into using a computer because I wanted to do some word processing. I wanted to be able to write letters and documents and things without having to type them, and so
Yeah.
that's how I got started using a computer. But yeah,
Now
that's
the retro's coming back. Like hand typewriter is when you send mail, like
mhm.
that's the cool thing to do is to have real typed thank you letters and things like that.
I was never so glad to get rid of anything in my life as I was to get rid of a typewriter. Oh,
I remember I had to I had to write a sentence 100 times or something like that as punishment and for school. But I could do it at home. I went on the Atari 800 computer, wrote it one, copy and pasted it, and then hit print. I said, I did extra and actually typed this out. And the teacher accepted it. It took me all of 2 minutes. Here we go. True fact from Maple Tree Studios. The man who invented the first programmable electric computer was called Thomas Tommy Flowers. They used it during the Second World War to break encrypted German messages. There was a movie about that.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the Enigma machine. It it
Oh, okay.
solved the Enigma machine
Right.
because um it would use artificial intelligence, but it was like essentially an analog computer. It was a genius type thing. And the thing that really helped them figure it out was the last characters was Heil and then the dictator
Mm,
of the Third Reich. And
right.
and they figured if those last 9 letters were that, it could be used to learn the potential. It could reduce the number of errors before it landed on the right compute. It was weird, but yeah, computer was it's insane.
Russ left you one.
Another one. An average person normally blinks 20 times a minute, but when using a computer, he or she blinks only 7 times a minute. Ah, yeah. Unless you're watching Zay Frank, which is an internet OG, old guard. This guy was on YouTube before YouTube was YouTube. And he would do commentary and sketches, and he would always talk into the camera, and it was always tight up on his face, and he edited out all of his blinks. He has hundreds and hundreds of videos. You don't see him blink one single time. He did a TED Talk where he calls it an Earth sandwich. So he gets someone in Australia and someone in Tennessee, which is the polar opposite. Like if you went straight through the Earth, and they both put a piece of white bread on the ground and take a picture, and it's an Earth sandwich. Because there's not too many. I mean, there's only a few spots where there's land masses on both. If you go straight through, there's a lot, but not as much as you would think. But he figured out, and he's crazy. He's crazy. The guy's not right. Yeah, fun stuff. Look him up. Zay Frank is his name on the web. You'll find him. He's all over the Googles.
It says Turning asked Flowers to build a decoder. The decoder was abandoned, but Flowers worked on in a different effort.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Turing. Yeah, Alan Turing did the. That's right. He did the Enigma breaking computer, analog computer. That computer was wicked. It was clickety clackety 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 clackety, trying to figure out the code.
I like my computer to be quiet.
Yeah. I like my computer not to have the fan come on because it's overheating because I work them too hard.
Well, I've got 3 fans in my computer over here, and they're quiet. You don't hear them. They stay real quiet. They run about all the time. And
Wait, fans inside the computer or fans pointing at the computer?
no, inside the computer.
I see.
Yeah.
Good.
It's quite the setup. I'll have to give you a tour of it one day. I tell you what, this thing does everything but serve me breakfast in bed.
Nice.
It's got green lights inside of it and stuff, and I could put more lights in it, but I don't want to do, overkill.
Yeah. You don't want to be a show off.
That's right. Yeah.
Jim Dockrell says the average adult spends more time on the toilet than exercising.
Yeah. I'm sure that's
American,
true.
I would imagine, but
I'm sure that's true. I'm just going through detox, so I'm here to tell you that is definitely true. I'm on day 17. I've lost 20 pounds.
Congratulations.
And at day 20 is the last day of the detox part, and then I start into the weight reduction part.
Very good.
So we'll see where it goes.
All right. Yeah, you'll have to show up that Susie Q. She's already getting more male suitor than you. So.
Well, she can have them, as far as I'm concerned, she can have them all. But, buddy, I tell you what, you need to check some of them comments on the first 2 videos. Wow. Fellers coming out of the woodwork and liking them Susie Q.
You played that off so good because I was asking you questions about. I'm like Brenda, sometimes it's hard to put on a show when you're with another person.
That is
schedule, and you were like, "Oh, it's okay." I think you didn't play into it at all.
Well, Susie Q listens to me. I give her advice, and I tell her, now look, I have the ability not to put that video up, so you better mind me and do what I tell you to do. So she's been pretty good about minding and, not being too bad. She tries, though, every once in a while, like when she's trying to work that bug out of her britches here in the last episode.
I'm glad you have her under control because that could probably spin out of control pretty quick, I would imagine.
Well, she says as long as people keep watching the vids, she'll keep doing them. So we'll just play it out and see how far it goes.
Jim Dockrell says a jiffy is the amount of time it takes light to travel 1 centimeter in a vacuum. Why would anyone need to know the time it takes for light to travel 1 centimeter. Like it travels 186,000 miles a second, for goodness sake. You really, do you have an instrument that's so sensitive you need like that small amount of time?
And my question is, what's that got to do with peanut butter?
Oh, gosh. It doesn't take much to shut me up. Or it does take a lot to shut me up, and that I don't know.
St. Dub's Journey's in the house. Good to have her with us. She says, fresh apples aren't all that fresh per se. They're usually picked between August and November, covered in wax, hot air, dried, and sent into cold storage. After 6 to 12 months, they are finally land on your grocery store shelves.
I had my caramel covered apple at the local festival they had last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. Oh my God, I ate so much. I know you're on a diet, but holy cow, I ate everything. I had one of everything. Everything. Funnel cakes and pulled pork sandwiches and tacos.
You need to do that because you're eating, for me, I'm going to just live vicariously through you while I diet. So I want you eating everything that gets in your path.
Fresh cut French fries. They slice them up right there. Oh, man. I nearly fell over because the one pork sandwich place I got, and it was good. Then I walked to the other side and got a different pork sandwich, and it had 4 times as much pork in it. It was like 4 sandwiches in one. And I'm like, that's got to be a fluke. And I went back the next day, and it was equally as large. I'm like, oh my goodness. Anyway,
Maple Tree Studio says, if I don't go to bed, my lovely wife will stop being a lovely wife and become an axe murderer.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it was good to have you with us. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Come
Good
back
night,
and join
Maple
us.
Tree Studios. Yeah, don't risk it.
We're here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Partly Cloudy 420 just entered. Good to see you again.
Glad to have you with us.
Says much loved, guys. Well, thank you much.
And Russell says that he loves Susie Q.
Oh, boy.
See, I told you, she got them fellers coming out of the woodwork looking for her.
In 1950, Dr. Seuss's book, If I Ran the Zoo, is the first to use the word nerd. Oh, Jim Dockrell said that. Look at that. Didn't know that. Nerd, eh?
See, if somebody calls me a nerd, I just tell them, look, I prefer for you to just say that I'm smarter than you.
Now, geek. I love geek so much, it's in one of my many email addresses. I have the word geek in my email address. I love the word geek. Not a disparaging comment at all. It's a term of endearment.
We'll say hey to Russ's wife. She's out there, Teresa.
Okay.
Good to have her with us this evening, too.
Nice.
Has she met Susie Q?
Best that she doesn't.
I had somebody tell me they's afraid of Susie Q.
What? Well, she does come off a little unpredictable. like
a little?
Well, yeah. Just stay on the right side of that temper.
Anthony Schaus is in the house.
Hello, Anthony Schaus.
He's got to stop by every show because he knows I love saying that.
Yeah. Great last name.
I want to be his announcer. If he ever makes big time, and needs an announcer, I want to be the announcer. And that's what I'm going to say every show. I started out with Anthony Schaus is in the house.
You know him, you love him, you can't live without him. Anthony Schaus, he's in the house. And then when he leaves, Schaus left the house.
Yeah. Anthony Schaus has left the house.
Cliff Note Madison's here. Hello.
Glad to have you with us this evening. Check out everybody else that's in the room. Don't forget to hit the like and hit the red button if you ain't done that, all of you, and share it.
There's plenty more show to get more red button pushes.
Share it out. Let everybody know we're out here. We don't want to be the best kept secret on the internet.
I was working in my shop. You want to see what I'm working on?
Yeah.
So the web page I shared earlier, that's just part of the logo. Can you make out what that is?
Yes, I can.
So that's going to be part of a project I'm working on, my flying monkey.
Well, I used to have all kinds of varmints on my farm. You know, I had all kinds of poultry. I had sheep and goats, and I had an alpaca, and I had all kinds of little warm room critters in the warm rooms, hamsters and gerbils and rats and mice, and just all kinds of stuff. I had short-tailed possums, and I had jerds, and uh, I had hedgehogs, and just all kinds of stuff, tenrics and everything. But the one thing that I never could find that I always wanted to add to my zoo was a flying monkey.
Maybe you didn't look hard enough.
Couldn't find them no matter where I went. I went to exotic sales and everything. Never could find a flying monkey.
You may have to go to Oz to get one. Russ mentioned that his wife reminded him to watch one of your videos, and Nancy's.
Nancy.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Russ Meadows' wife's name's Teresa. That's right.
Too many Russes.
Yeah, I get everybody confused. It's part of getting old.
The proper name for lint in the bottom of your pocket is GNURR.
Gnur?
Nur
with the G silent?
Nur is probably silent, or the G is probably silent, I would imagine. The American Wanderer is here. Hello.
Jim Dockrell says, scientist Dan Frost of Germany turned peanut butter into a diamond.
That's not possible. How is that possible?
I don't know.
That's a suspect true fact there, Jim. But Jim's pretty smart, so you never know. Never know. Who knows?
Let's see here. I'll give you another fact. In England, in the late 1880s, pants was considered a dirty word. And apparently it still is, because I got a yellow $sign on the episode of Mind Equals Blown where I said fly by the seat of your pants in the title. So
I can check the spreadsheet of demonetized words that someone did.
It's on there. I checked.
Pants is a yellow $sign word.
Yeah. See, and I thought it would be pantsless. Would be.
Yeah. Or assless chaps.
Silly me,
Pantaloons.
Yeah.
I wonder if pantaloons. I shat my pantaloons.
I'm like, wow, you guys are really stretching here for words to, try to demonetize videos if you're going that far. Holy smoke. Britches, however, was not on the list. So,
right.
You need a thesaurus.
Thesaurus?
Yeah, that's it. Dinosaurus. Look it up in the Dinosaurus and then tell us if it's in there. Change the word up. Jim Dockrell says, high pressures can strip oxygen from carbon dioxide and leave behind the carbon to form a diamond. And peanut butter is already rich in carbon.
Well, look at that. See, I told you he was smart.
How about that? It's because peanuts come out of the ground, I guess.
Well, it's all carb. Everything's carbon based. Or carbon based life forms. It's everywhere.
God, the good one's in the house. Good to have you with us this evening.
Hi, God, the good one. Glad the good one's here and not the bad one.
I've known him for a long time. We go back a ways.
There's a Twitter account called God. It's hilarious. It's like a cartoon god, and like when Christians do stuff really bad, he smites them.
I could think of some people I'd like to smite. I've got a whole smite list, as a matter of fact. And it takes a lot to get on there, so you know that they've really been bad in order to get
he says that's
list.
Me. That's you on the Twitters? Awesome.
But yeah, I just have that smite list, and I try to warn people when they're getting close, I say, you want to hit that smite list, do you?
It's like Santa's naughty list, but the stakes are way higher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I posted one on Facebook today where the title says, As a matter of fact, no, I haven't forgotten you. In the picture, it's like a witch's desk with potions and a voodoo doll.
Voodoo doll, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pognophilia is the fear of beards.
Pognophobia.
Pognophobia. Yeah, there you go. My list starts with an S too, but it's not smite.
That's right. I just prefer to call it the smite list.
TFL Works is here.
Good to have you with us this evening.
Says the weather outside is smiteful. I was mowing in this cold. It was 52 degrees out, and I'm got my mower. Oh, it was really windy.
Oh yeah.
And we heard this thump. And when we looked, there was shingle. There's a whole shingle, like a 3-section shingle on the, and I had just replaced some shingles. I'm like, oh man, the shingles that I put up there must have come off. And so I'm mowing, and I look up at the roof because I up the hill a little bit, and the shingles I had were still installed. I must have had just a third extra. I only did two parts, but I must have brought up an extra one and just left it on the roof. And that must have been the one that just blew off, you know.
Proving once again that gravity works.
It does. With the theory of gravity. Gravity's still a scientific theory, if you can believe it. It's true. True fact. Give me a cowbell ring for that one. Little cowbell ring. There you go. Yeah, they don't understand what causes gravity. They don't fully understand what causes gravity. That way, when you're arguing with someone, you're like, I don't believe there's scientific theories. I'm like, oh, well, we'll go walk off the Empire State Building. What?
I'll give you.
Well, gravity's still a theory. It technically is.
I'll give you my theory on gravity. The older you get, the worse it gets.
It's true.
And I'll tell you, here's a pet peeve of mine. You know, you go in the doctor's office and they got that rack on the wall, and it's got all them pamphlets in it that warn you about high blood pressure and heart attacks and strokes and, you know, first one thing and then another, osteoporosis and everything. They don't have one brochure in any of them, any place I've ever been, that warn you against gravity. Because when you get old, see, when you're young and gravity smacks you, you know, you just kind of fall down and then you look around, you know, make sure nobody saw that happen. When you get old and gravity smacks you, it smacks you straight down into the ground, face first, as hard as it can smack you. And if you happen to still be conscious, you look around to see if there's anybody to help your old ass up off the ground.
Wow, I'm not looking forward to that. Kel Williamson's back. Hello, Kel.
Good to see you.
A lot of makeup channels and shopping, you know, good stuff over there.
Glad that Kel's in the house this evening. But yeah, gravity is torturous when you get old. And it hits you when you least expect it. It sneaks up on you. It's a sneak attack and just smacks the holy hell right out of you.
Hard getting up steps too sometimes.
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
Lux is back. Hi, Happy Lux.
It helps you down steps.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Faster than a speeding bullet. You will go down them steps if gravity happens to catch you.
Thump, 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 thump. 14 likes. How many likes do we have on this show? Let me refresh the page.
Jim Bashir says that's because all the other diseases are preventable. Gravity, not so much.
Yeah.
But they ought to warn you. It ought to give you some kind of warning. Nobody warned me how mean gravity was going to get as I got older.
We should go to Mars. Mars is 40%. So, you know, if you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you only weigh 40 pounds on Mars. That should be easy on the joints.
Yeah. But yeah,
and, Venus is 90%. So if you weighed 100, you would weigh 90 pounds on Venus. But you can't stand on the surface because you would die instantly.
Well, then in that case, I'm not fat. I'm just gravity challenged. That's what you're telling me.
I'm just telling you how the planets work, maybe. This comes from my wife, Nancy, says Simply Wooden Creation. All those zeros. This was the password for the computer controls of nuclear missiles of the U.S. for 20 years. Oh my gosh, 7 zeros, 8 zeros in a row. Nuclear missile codes.
Mm.
I know they have the floppy disks, but not the 5-inch floppy disk. They had the big 8-inch floppy disks running those computers. It's insane.
Jim Dockrell says lemniscate, which is another word for the infinity sign and means decorated with ribbons in Latin.
Interesting. Oh, Kel's telling me stay quiet, Matt. It's a trick. When any woman speaks of her weight, just smile and stay
hushed.
Here, I got a tip for the guys. So the wife says, how does this look on me? Like she tries on, a new garment or whatever. The only right response is, I'm blinded by your beauty.
There you go.
Can't go wrong with that, gentlemen.
And if she's mad about something, the only right response is, here, have more chocolate.
Now I'm hungry for chocolate.
She can't be mad at you if you're offering her chocolate. Unless she's on a diet. Now, if she's on a diet, that would be considered taboo. But
right.
Then you say, what kind of jewelry would you like? So I'm giving you some good advice here.
Well,
it's up to you whether you want to take it or not, but that's all good advice.
Okay. Keeping my mouth shut on that one. According to the Bible, the chicken came before the egg. There you go.
DFL Work says Brenda mentions weight. Matt responds, Brenda, and that's why I need bail money.
Oh, see, Portal says if his girlfriend asks him if something looks good, he tells her, I'm not a fashion designer. Ooh. That's okay. I mean, that's a good response. I think mine is can't go wrong with my suggestion.
Yeah, she might come back, David, and tell you what she thinks you are. No, that's right. You're a. And that's when the fight started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Russell says she's laughing at the chocolate because she loves her some chocolate. That's right. I do. I love my chocolate.
Chocolate's delicious.
And I think I've got a way to get around not being able to have chocolate on this diet. I got some chocolate protein powder to mix up for smoothies.
Yummy.
And so I think I can get away with that. I can't do that every day, but maybe once a week or something. That way I get my taste of chocolate.
There you go.
David says if she does, I get a new girlfriend. And be careful with the grass looking greener on the other side, buddy, because I'm here to tell you the second one might be worse than the first one.
Portal Woodwork's like, hey, you don't like it? There's a door. Boom.
That's right. Anybody can be replaced, but it's what you replace them with that can be the tricky part.
Oh, hey, since we have Russ Clarity, Simply Wooden Creations in here, his Wednesday Scrolling with Russ show he's taking a little break from that, he said.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask him, how about I do a Wednesday show called Scrolling with Someone Who Isn't Named Russ? Just until he comes back.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah, It would be scrolling and making with someone who isn't named Russ. Like that
That's
would
right.
be the name of the show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
TFL Work says that they don't get chocolate in their diet either. They're on keto and they've lost 105 pounds. Well, see, I have problems with keto because of the protein that's involved with the keto, and I have gout. And it's tricky. You got to be real careful with the protein and stuff on that. And the carbs with my sugar. I have low blood sugar, so I have to be careful with carbs and sugar and all that. So keto doesn't really work for me. I'm on a herbal diet that is supposed to be raw vegan, but I sneak a little bit of steamed vegetables in there once in a while, and it's working so far. So good.
Russ says Nancy wants an update with the chocolate powder, protein powder. She
Okay.
wants to know how that works for you.
Okay. I sure will do it.
Jim
I
Dockrell
got
says
stuff.
women blink nearly twice as much as men. Probably as a reaction to something a man said.
And the eye roll, we
Yeah.
roll our eyes clear back in our head till we can see our brains.
TFL Works. Gout and the low carb don't go well together.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you gotta be careful with this gout thing. You don't want it. I got news for you. If you've never had it, don't wish that on yourself because
I've been a little lax giving out the taco, so I'll just put a taco out there in the chat and everyone can share it who's been giving interesting facts. True but interesting facts that blow our minds.
Yep. Let's see here. I'll find another one on this list. According to many language experts, the most difficult kind of phrase to create is a palindrome, a sentence or group of sentences that reads the same backwards and forwards. A few examples are red rum, sir, is murder. Ma is as selfless as I am. Nurse, I spy gypsies run. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
Jeez.
He lived as a devil.
It ends with A.
E-H.
Oh, A. Got it.
And here's another one. The dot that appears over the letter I is called a title.
As a design student, I knew that. I'm all about the typography.
Well, see, I don't like titles. I like hearts. Smiley faces.
Like a Canadian Matt when I said A, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The original story from Tales of 1001 Arabian Nights begins, Aladdin was a little Chinese boy. Okay.
That'll blow your mind right there.
Hey, Jeff Robinson's here, and he's going to Taco Bell for the $5 nacho box. Yo kilo Taco Bell. Yeah, fonts are cool. I made my own font. I bought a program that makes fonts, and you had to render each letter and number and all of the extended characters. And
it was called Comic Sans.
I wouldn't allow myself to continue living if I unleashed that horror onto the world. No, it was called Haas Light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jim Dockrell says Michael Jordan makes more money from Nike annually than all of the Nike factory workers in Malaysia combined.
Corporate identity, baby, and yeah, sponsorships.
Wouldn't you feel a little guilty, though?
If he's moving sneakers, it's a economics equation.
Billy Burt says Taco Bell because everyone needs a good colon cleanse once in a while.
Their meat's been under scrutiny for years. They're like, it's
well, most of the fast food places have it's very questionable.
The pink slime, they use the pink slime in there, which is a legit food
Mhm.
term.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Nasty.
prefer to know exactly where my food comes from, you
Yeah.
know? I try to stay away from all them fast food joints and stuff because I wanna know, that it's farm fresh.
I'll
I was
do
raised
Chick-fil-A and I'll do Five Guys,
Mhm,
but I won't do McDonald's or
yeah,
Wendy's or
yeah. I was
it's
raised on a farm, and we had fresh beef and pork, not any of that store-bought stuff, and you can tell the difference. I know years ago there was a fella that lived in the city and he'd come out to the farm there and I was fixing dinner and he was talking about meat. He'd been to the grocery store and got some meat and whatever. And I said, "You're eating grocery store meat?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, wait till you taste what I'm fixing for dinner. Let's see if you can tell a difference between store bought and farm raised." And when he tasted it, he says, "This is completely different. This doesn't taste anything like the stuff that I get in the store. This really has taste to it." And I said, "Well, there you go." I said, "That's the difference because that stuff you get in the store has been shipped in from Timbuktu someplace."
exactly.
Ew.
I think I'm starting a little ruckus in the chat room. Chick-fil-A is awesome, says Salvatore. Hello, Salvatore.
Hey, Salvador. Haven't
And
seen you in a while.
Jim Bashir's saying, Match, watch what you say, just saying. I don't know what I may have done there, but okay. Five Guys and Fuddruckers are great burger places, says Salvador. We lost our Fuddruckers here, says Jim Bashir's. Oh no.
We don't have them here at all. So,
I like their milkshakes. Fuddruckers milkshakes are good. Yeah. Never been to Five Guys. And someone said Five Guys is overpriced. True. Very overpriced, but it's still yummy.
well, we don't have that here either.
I
I
had
mean,
that yesterday. I had Five Guys burger.
typical stuff. Well, right here in this town, we've got a McDonald's, we've got a Taco Bell, we've got a Burger King, and an Arby.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the fast food. Then we got a Pizza Hut, and there's a bunch of little mom and pop pizza joints here in town. There is a Chinese place. Now they have just changed hands, so I may give them a shot eventually. But I tried their stuff a couple times, and I did not like their Chinese food there at that place. So maybe the new management is making a difference. And then we've got a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Ugh, not a fan of Buffalo
Yeah,
Wild Wings.
I'm
And I
not.
love me some wings. Don't get me wrong. I just not that place doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
We have a Red Robin from Billy Burt. I get the burger with the egg on top of it at Red Robin. Bottomless fries too at Red Robin. Bring it. Oh, and Jim clarified what he was telling me to be careful. He says, I would only do Five Guys. Get it.
Yeah,
Speak.
Jim Bashir says it's no wonder I don't like fast food. Yeah, we used to have a Colonel Sanders, a KFC, and they went under. We used to have Ponderosa, and they went under.
Ponderosa, where they would draw on the burn lines.
Yep, yep. But that was the only steakhouse that we had, for miles. I mean, you'd have to go into Muncie or someplace to get steak. So, and that's gone now.
Oh, more burgers. A place in Miami Beach called Monolo that has the burger with the egg on top. Eggs are wonderful. Eggs are underrated. Eggs should be on more things. According to Einstein's special theory of relativity, it is possible to go slower than light and faster than light, but it is impossible to go the speed of light.
Hmm.
Let me add a caveat to that. Things with mass are impossible to reach the speed of light. You must first become massless. Once you are massless, the speed of light is possible. So there you go. Work on your time machine some more with that knowledge. Get back to me.
Yeah, Jim Bashir says Muncie has some good places there. They do. There's a couple good steakhouses there, Outback and Texas Roadhouse is down there, and they got Red Lobster and the whole bunch of good places there. But for me, that's like 30, 40-minute trip, easy,
Hmm.
if you don't have much traffic.
Very good. Very good. Jim's talking about a particle called a tachyon, supposed to go faster than light. It means if you fire a tachyon beam, it travels before you fire it. Wow. Cool stuff. Photons are particles. Well, yeah, light is a strange thing in the universe. It's all waves. Everything's just waves. Everything jiggles. Everything vibrates.
Well, especially when I walk.
I'm blinded by your beauty.
And when I'm walking away, that's just my little way of waving goodbye.
Nope. Everything vibrates. The cesium atom vibrates over 9 billion times, and that's 1 second.
Well, Russ is leaving and taking Nancy with him. So
All right. Thanks for watching.
Good to have you in here. We'll see you on Saturday night there, Russ.
Join Awesome Wood Things on Wednesdays for the making and scrolling with someone who isn't named Rush show.
Is that going to be your new channel?
No, it's going to be a new series on my channel.
Oh, okay.
That one doesn't get its own channel.
Thought you'd make your own channel for that.
Well, don't push it or I might, because I have so freaking many of them.
Jim Dockrell says if you pass gas consistently for 6 years and 9 months, enough gas is produced to create the energy of an atomic bomb.
No.
Why don't you try that and let us know how it works, Matt?
Oh, my goodness.
The high-speed camera guys photographed a light pulse. Coolest video I ever saw, says Jim Bashirs.
Yeah, I got lucky on that one.
And Billy Bird says, I got a little excited when Matt said everything jiggles because of the instant visual.
Everything's waves, baby. If you get down small enough, everything's jiggling. It's true. I'm not making it up. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something until I got
sidetracked.
Yeah.
Did we sidetrack you?
You sidetracked me big time.
Well, I could send Susie Q in so she can get you back on track.
I already don't know what to say when Susie Q's around. The show would grind to a halt, I think. Portal's got to run. Good night, Portal Woodworks.
Good to have you with us.
Oh, see, now he's here under Portal Woodworks and not Portal Woodworks 2.
So he doesn't find it so difficult to change channels.
All right, I'll spend the total of 12 seconds next time instead of 6. And do it.
He knows how to change channels without it being, a dilemma.
I'm just saying, there's every time I switch a channel, that's 3 seconds, and that's precious time.
Oh my God. Your wife's a saint. That's all I can say. Your wife is a saint. I'm going to nominate her for sainthood.
My goodness, my goodness.
Well, let's see. I'll give you another fact here. Let me find something.
Frankie CNC and Woodworking Channel is here. He says, yo. Hi, Frankie.
If you were to spell out numbers, you would have to go until 1,000 until you would find the letter A.
Right. I think that came up on a previous show. An A is a pretty common letter.
Yep.
Not so much on numbers. Oh, you need Taco Bell. His ears must have been ringing. We were talking about Taco Bell earlier.
See, I don't like Taco Bell. I've never been a fan of Taco Bell.
Crunch Wraps I can destroy.
I've been there a couple times, and I'm not impressed with that.
Crunch Wraps were built for driving because they're all self-contained type of thing. It's like a flat disc, but it's delicious. Yum.
I mean, if I'm going to go to a fast food place, I'll pick something like, well, here in town, it would be Arby's. That's the only one with anything decent to eat. Or I like KFC. But I've got to travel either to Muncie or to Salina to be able to get KFC. Jim Bashir says he likes the hard shell tacos.
Yeah, any food like a hard shell taco that is both crunchy and chewy, if it has both of those, it's a superior food item. Like grilled cheese, for example. Grilled cheese is the toasty crust of the bread on the outside and gooey on the inside. Mm.
Now, for the vegan people, I saw a recipe the other day, since I'm on this vegan kind of thing that I've got going on here for the diet, I look up vegan recipes, and they had a vegan taco that you make with a leaf of romaine lettuce, and then you fill all your crunched up vegetables, diced up, onions and tomatoes and all that. Put that inside that lettuce leaf and roll it up, and that's your vegan taco.
Interesting.
You can put some soy sauce on that, or teriyaki, or something of that nature.
Cool. Yeah. Kel Williamson says Taco Bell, the stomach wrecker.
Yeah.
It's a stomach wrecker. All right.
Yeah.
Chicken quesadilla is the only thing Frankie eats at Taco Bell, I believe.
Yeah, they like my recipe for the vegan tacos. Yeah, it's all good, fresh stuff, and put all that in there. I'm finding some interesting ways to do vegetables, rather than just have salads 24/7.
Well, I'd imagine for 20 days, you'd have to make it interesting.
Well, now it's about to go another 20, so there'll probably be some more interesting ones coming. I'm going to make a vegan slaw where you dress it with an avocado dressing. Avocado and olive oil, and throw some cashews in there and grind that up into a dressing to go over top of the slaw.
Billy says almost anything is good if you put it in a tortilla.
Yeah, but the tortilla is carb.
Yep, true. Oh no, 315 entries in Webster's 1996 dictionary were misspelled in the book that's supposed to hold correct spellings. Put your salad in a crispy taco shell, says Billy Burt.
No, can't do the taco shells. It's carb.
It would taste delicious, but goes against her diet.
Yep.
No go.
Yep. Got to be careful on that diet, what you do.
Corn. Yeah, taco shells are made of corn. You can eat corn.
Well, you can have corn, but there's still carb in that. And even with corn, you have to go extremely sparingly with that, because it's a starch. So
most lipstick contains fish scales?
Yes.
Kel, is that true? Kel's the makeup expert.
Yes, it is true.
Wow.
Yeah, Kel says everything is a carb. Yeah, to a point. You gotta watch what you're doing with the food.
There was a fact earlier, I don't think we read it, that says honey is the only substance that doesn't kill anything. Like even milk, the cows had to eat and kill the grass. But honey, you just take a little part of the pollen that the plant doesn't want anyway, and it makes honey. Interesting.
Yeah.
And honey is pre-digested.
Yeah. It doesn't spoil.
But don't they have to put preservatives in it?
No.
Oh.
No, honey does not spoil. It may crystallize, but even if it crystallizes, you can set the jar in a pan of hot water and it will uncrystallize and go back to its original state.
Will it go bad ever?
No.
Wow.
No. They found honey in tombs that's 3,000 years old, and it's still good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Billy says, I'm not giving up tacos for anything, all caps, exclamation mark.
That's interesting. Frankie says, I was born and raised in Indiana and moved to Ohio 8 to 9 years ago. I was born and raised in Ohio and moved to Indiana 7 years ago. As a matter of fact, next week on the 23rd, will make exactly 7 years since I moved to Indiana. So we kind of traded places. And Jim Bashir says, yeah, but bees steal it whether or not the flowers want it. They don't even ask. They just take. They're selfish.
They're only ensuring life on this planet is sustained, because without bees, everything would fall
That's right.
down dead.
And bees are becoming more and more obsolete with all the herbicides that's going in. 101 Dalmatians, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, and Milan are the only Disney cartoons where both parents are present and don't die throughout the movie. And Billy Bird says, Brenda, that ain't no Yankee accent. No, it's redneck. What that is. I was born to a bunch of rogue hillbillies. It's where I come from, and they all spoke redneck. My mother gets so mad at me over the way I pronounce things because I spent so much time with my granny who was from Kentucky, and Mom wanted to just totally disown me.
I had a funny exchange with a redneck at my old house. One pickup a year, you could put out large items, and then people would come around in trucks looking for stuff to salvage on that one day.
Right.
And I had a couple things out, and I was mowing the grass, and I was halfway through the lawn. Like the lawn was like 2 inches and then 4 inches. And I'd stopped, and I had walked away from the mower just a couple to pick something up or something, and a car pulls up, and the kid says, "Can I have that door?" And I had thrown out 2 closet doors,
right,
closed like this, and I'm like, "Yeah, you can have the door." And the woman driving says to the boy, "All right, go ahead and get it." And he goes and he starts taking my mower away. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, you said we could have it." I was like, "No, you said the door." He says, "No, it's the mower." Like it was such a thick accent, it sounded like door. But that's what they asked me. Can I have that mower? Can I have the mower? But it sounded like door. The door's in the garbage pot. It's on my garbage bags. I'm like, yeah, but take it. But and the mower was still. I turned it off, but it was still warm, and it was halfway done. I couldn't believe it.
Be careful what you say yes to when you're talking to a redneck.
Oh man. It sounded like door. Like it was so clear in my ears that it was door. I was like, yeah, take the door. Oh man.
Next time you'll be saying, exactly what is it?
Point to the item that you want.
Yeah.
Touch it with your finger.
Or you'll say,
thing that you're talking about.
Anything in that pile over there, you can have. Anything over there.
Can I have that more?
Yeah. You got to be able to. Yeah, write it on a piece of paper. I've seen how some of them rednecks write. You wouldn't be too, you'd want Matt writing it on the piece of paper. You wouldn't want them writing it down. But they couldn't probably read no how. So
say, draw the item. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, can't spell. There you go.
Why would you even ask someone who's in the middle of mowing their lawn if you can have their lawnmower? I'm just
because like, you're a redneck, and that's the way we do things.
I mean, the lawnmower, it was off. He didn't ask me when it was running, but it was off.
He thought she's on your way to the pile.
What?
He thought she's on your way to the pile with it.
I don't know. Yeah, after only mowing half the lawn.
Right. That's right. It's because you're redneck, see?
Jesus. I can't make that up. I cannot make that stuff up. That really happened. It's crazy.
Yeah. See, them's the kinds of folks that I'm from, right there.
Maybe they thought that you were done. Well, if they thought I was done, I mean, half the lawn was 4 inches and the other half was 2 inches. So, hey, Chris Nealon's here. Niantic River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon.
Good to have you here, Chris.
Getting ready to wrap the show, but we're glad you're here.
Jim Bashir says, when I was little, we were in Tennessee with our cousins. One of them brushed up against an electric fence. I looked up and said, I got scunged.
Kind of like that word.
And Jim Dockrell says, most collect calls are made on Father's Day. Ah,
Things as collect calls. Aren't calls kind of all bundled in the plan now? Voice over IP, baby.
well, Frankie, that's not so unusual. He says, we had some meth heads living up the street from a friend's house in Indiana. They was cutting grass at 1 a.m. Well, why do they put lights on them lawn tractors if they don't expect you to use them at night? I've had several lawn tractors that's got lights on the front, and I always figured, well, okay, these are night mowers.
Good brand name, Matt. Uh-oh. Am I behind? What was that comment for?
Scudged.
Oh, yeah. It's good. Yeah, there you go. I
Yeah.
like it. Scun.
Jim Bashirs agrees with me. They wouldn't put lights on them if they didn't expect you to mow the yard at night.
Oh, Kel's got to run. Thanks for stopping by, Kel. We're back next Thursday.
Glad you came in, Kel. Yeah, I've missed my mowers with lights on them since I moved here to town because there's a lot of people that deserve for me to mow the yard in the middle of the night.
I can imagine.
So now I've got a big bell out by the front porch, one of the big dinner bells. I get up 3 o'clock in the morning, go out and ring it once in a while.
If I was your neighbor, I wouldn't do anything to make you mad. I'd go out of my way to keep you happy because I know the hell you can instill on people.
One made me mad once, and I went out and sowed about 25 pounds of thistle seed in their yard about 4 a.m.
What seed?
Thistle.
Oh, like a weed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. Mark Lindsay, CNC is here. Hey, Mark. You guys from that moped? Wrong chat.
Moped.
Oh, get away from that moped. I see. I didn't read the first part. Yes. My.
Let's see what else we got here. The United States has 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prison population.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Throw everyone away and lock the key, or throw out the key.
Well, you just a bundle of little fancy noises over there, ain't you?
Oh, believe me. It never stops. Never stops. And I flipped the thing on my phone where you have to be in my contact list for it to ring through on a voice call. I couldn't take it anymore. I could not take it anymore. People call me your car insurance or your not your car insurance, your extended warranty. You're done. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. I had that happen yesterday and again today, same company. And I said, okay, now for the second time, take me off your list.
Yeah, it never works.
And so we'll see if they want to do it again. I'll start collecting the times and stuff that they call, and you can sue them for that crap.
And I get the recording. This is not a solicitation, and it's 5 times louder than anything else. I'm like, click. I couldn't take it.
So Jim Bashir says, why do guys ride mopeds? So they can feel the wind on their bags.
Oh.
If you eat one burrito and the live stream goes to pot.
Oh, geez.
Jimbo's leaving. Good to see you. Glad you dropped in. Hope you had a good time.
Good night, Jimbo.
Come back next Thursday. More fun, because you never know what's going to happen here. We don't know. How you going to know?
It was a crazy show, let me tell you.
You can bet we'll have a good time.
Mark was talking about my musical notes.
Yeah, these sounds keep coming over there from him, and I just keep hoping that they ain't coming out of him. The shortest war in history was between Zanzibar and England in 1896. Zanzibar surrendered after 38 minutes.
Oh, jeez. There you go.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've been going here for about an hour and 20 minutes, so it's probably about time for us to wrap this up. But we're grateful that all of you dropped in here and so glad that you all came in. I hope that you get some good networking in and hope you enjoyed yourselves and come back next week. Bring your friends, tell everybody about this and get folks in here. The more we have in here, the more we can network with and the better time we'll have.
Thank you for getting me over the 200 red button pushes on all things YouTube. Appreciate that.
So with all that being said, we'll bid you adieu and we'll see you back here next week.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
y'all.
Drop a like.